Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Today we are going to talk about RL.5.3, and that is compare and contrast two or more characters or settings or events, drawing on specific details from the text. And we're just going to focus on two characters from the book we've been reading today. So two of the characters in our book were Uncle Jerry and Chet. Chet being the main character, then Uncle Jerry was also a pretty big character. But, so when we compare and contrast, we are finding what? Similarities and differences, right. So if you compare, you find similarities. If you contrast, you find differences. Hi, Opie. Can you go lay down? Go lay down. Lay down. Opie wants to be in the video. Okay. So what differences do we have between Uncle Jerry and Chet? And remember, this is called a Venn diagram. We use that for comparing and contrasting. Another time we use a graphic organizer like this is a double bubble. That's another one we use, and that's the one with the bubbles like this that we've used in class before. So, same thing, just different formats, just different organizers, okay? So, Uncle Jerry, what are some things we know about Uncle Jerry? Can you go lay down? Well, first of all, we know basically that he's older than Chet, and Chet's younger than Uncle Jerry, but is that really a good 5th grade difference? Not quite. But what is something that comes with being older? Well, he's pretty wise, right? So when Chet gets in an argument with his friends, he gives him advice on what to do with the prank to get them back. Now, it didn't turn out to be great advice because Chet took it a little too far, but he still knew what he was talking about, that friends prank each other. So I'm also going to put that he understands friendships and how they work. Chet, on the other hand, he is very naive. And that word, let me think how to spell it. Naive means that you don't have a lot of experience with something. So, Chet is very naive when it comes to friendships because he hasn't had a lot of chance to make friends in his life. So, he does not understand friendships. Remember, because Chet got upset when the boys pranked him. So he didn't really understand that that's just what friends do. Okay? Another thing, Uncle Jerry owns what? The diner, right? And Chet works in the diner. So they both work there, I guess. That could be a both, but Uncle Jerry owns it and is Chet's boss. So there could be a difference, depending on how you look at it. What about the Creek Devil? We talked about that, and they talked about how Uncle Jerry believed in the Creek Devil when he was a little boy. He didn't necessarily believe in it now as an adult, but he did when he was a little boy. What about Chet? Does he believe that the shark attacks are real? No, he thinks that they're a prank too because of what Uncle Jerry's telling him. So that's a difference between them. Does not. Now, does Chet eventually believe in the shark attacks? Absolutely, because he gets attacked. Okay, so that's lots of differences. What about similarities? What do we know about both of them that are the same? This one was a little easier to come up with some things like now that we finished the whole book. So like what's one thing that Uncle Jerry says to Chet about both of them at the end? Do you remember? He says they're both going to have a limp now. Remember Uncle Jerry has a limp from a baseball injury, and Chet's going to have a limp from his shark bite. And they both wanted Chet to stay in Elm Hills. To stay in Elm Hills. And then what's a character trait that you can think of that applies to both of them? I'm thinking they're both hardworking because they both work hard in the diner. Now there are more, of course, but that's what I thought of. So, I know this is really messy. It's kind of hard to write on this whiteboard from the side. But, so, RL.5.3 is being able to note the similarities and differences between the characters, setting, or events in your book. We just focused on characters today. But good readers do these things in their head automatically. They notice these differences and similarities without even really realizing it. So you guys will get better at it as you read. And if you can come up with any more similarities or differences, comment in the comments and let me know what you think. Good job. See you tomorrow.